So this is really awkward for me, but there's just way too much information to try and type. So a few months ago, I bought a what I thought was a 2012 Ford F-350 diesel, and like an idiot, I went on to Craigslist one morning. I saw it, and I went up, bought the vehicle. Well, after I got home, I realized that the odometer had been rolled back, and immediately I was sick to my stomach. I felt like I'd been had, and anybody that's had this done to you, you know what I'm talking about. So I put a Facebook, or not a Facebook, but an Instagram post up, and I asked if anybody had known anybody that had worked at Redlands Ford. Well, anyways, that led me to an individual who was in the insurance business, who then referred me to a private investigator. And the private investigator really helped me out. For $500, they gave me a lot of information, but the problem with that was that the person who sold me the truck presented himself as the person on the title. So all the information, everything that I was able to find was the guy on the title. Being super frustrated, I decided to place an ad on Craigslist. And fortunately for me, before I refreshed my browser when I got home after buying the truck, I did a screenshot, so I still had a picture of the original ad. So I placed that ad on Craigslist with a scam alert saying, has anybody been scammed by an individual in the Redlands area for a vehicle? Well, long story short, I got several replies. Two of them were like, oh bro, sorry. But one of them came with a picture, and the picture happened to be my perpetrator, the guy who sold me the truck. So I got in contact with this person, happened to be a lady, and she had the same thing happen to her. However, she had a piece of information that I didn't have. She had his license. So with that piece of information, and she also had his correct phone number, I sent him a text message saying that, gotcha, and I had a picture of his license and his full name. So anyways, this cockroach decides to start working with me because he knows that I got him by the short and curlies, and he proceeds to tell me he needs 30 days to make it happen, and he's gonna work on it. Well, anyways, he starts ignoring me. Ignores me for a month and a half. So the other day, well, before that, I had posts put up on Dirt Alliance, 1400 memes, and Terror Crew. And through those posts, lots of people, I mean a lot of people, came to my aid. They didn't know it was me, but they came to the aid of whoever was frauded, and they gave us tons of information. I mean tons of information. So with that information, I was slowly sending it to my perpetrator, but he was ignoring me. Well, one individual who had been ripped off by this guy contacted me, and I gave him a very important piece of the puzzle. Because I had the guy's license number, we knew who his mother was. So then we were able to look at family photos and determine that his perpetrator was the brother of the guy that ripped me off. So this is like a family racketeering scam where they all get together, they go buy cars, they take them to someplace in Redlands, they roll back the odometer, then they sell them to people like me. And I'm a pretty savvy guy. I buy and sell a lot of things, but they got me. 220,000 miles they rolled the odometer back. 220,000 miles. You would think that I would have caught it, but I didn't. These are people that bring doctored Carfax reports to the sale. They present themselves as the person on the title. Listen, whenever you sell a vehicle, if you just sign the back and give them the title, this is what everybody wants, because then they don't have to go register. Then they can go take your car, roll back the odometer, and then take it to somebody and screw them. The only safe way to buy and sell cars is to go into their home, sit at their dinner table, get a copy of their driver's license, and or go to the DMV, which is a complete fiasco, or AAA. Thankfully, in California, we have AAA. Go to AAA, sit down, do the transfer, document who they are, document who you are, pay the taxes, get the car registered appropriately. Okay, so fast forward. My perpetrator decided to go dark on me. For a month and a half, he doesn't say anything to me. So I decided my last resort is I got to make it personal, because I know that people on social media will take it a little more serious if they know that it's me. So I put it up there. Believe me, I don't want to be known as the guy who got screwed on Craigslist. I don't want to be the guy who was the donkey who bought a car that had a rollback odometer. But I felt like, you know what? So many people have come out and said they've been ripped off by these cockroaches that I felt like I had to put it out there. Anyways, I put it out there, and finally my perpetrator decides to call me back, because he knows now the information that I have, because of people on social media sent me his real Facebook account. This is a guy who he's a predator. He finds weakness in people all day long. He buys and sells constantly. He's on OfferUp, he's on Facebook Marketplace, he's on Craigslist, he's everywhere. This is not just one guy that does it one time. This is a criminal enterprise. This is a whole family criminal enterprise. So anyways, I put the post up. My perpetrator yesterday called me. We had a nice cordial conversation. He was going to take money to my bank and start repaying me for the fraud. He was going to start giving me some of my money back. Well, 2 hours after I got off that phone call, his brother calls me at my office and says, "Hey, MFer, you screwed with the wrong guy. I'm a convict. Me and all my convict buddies are coming. We know where you live. This little thing you're doing goes both ways. We're coming after you." So imagine that you're a father, you're a family man, all the thoughts that go through your mind after this guy calls you. I probably shouldn't have done it, but I said, hey, I look forward to it. Bring it on. In all honesty, after I hung up from that phone call, every emotion that a father has ran through my mind. After the incredible adrenaline dump passed, a lot of people reached out to me and gave me the information that I need and told me the steps that I needed to take to make sure that I protected myself and my family. So after the post, he freaked out, completely freaked out. But then his tone changed. This guy who called and threatened me said that, "Oh, you look at all the threatening comments. You're threatening me. I feel unsafe." Just, I don't even know. Like, they want mercy. These guys want mercy from me, but yet they don't extend mercy to anybody else. They want me to be kind to them after they are extremely unkind to me. Threatening my family? They called me last night and they're threatening me, telling me to take it down or else they're going to sue me. And I told them to pound sand. You threatened my life and my family's life. Anyways, I just want everybody to know out there in social media land that I appreciate your efforts. The only thing that these criminals respond to is fear. The only time they've communicated with me is when they thought that I have the upper hand. The only time. And I can tell you that there are numerous people that have reached out to me and said, I know that person has ripped me off, but I put it behind me and I don't want to deal with it anymore. I feel it's my obligation to stick with it, to keep running these people into the ground. And I feel so strongly about it that I've started a website that's under construction. It's called Redlands Rollback. And these two guys are going to be the poster children for it. There needs to be a place for people that have been ripped off to go and share their story and get it out there. Because this is like the perfect crime. You can steal, you can rob, you can do all these things to people, and there's no consequences. It's like a $10,000 crime every time, but if you go to court, if you sue them, it's going to cost you $10,000 to get your $10,000. So everybody just lets it go. The only weapon I have, the only recourse I have is social media. The only way we're going to get these guys is social media. We need to expose them. We need to put everybody out there that has a scam going on Craigslist. We need to expose them for what they are. They are predators that prey on the weak. They prey on people's emotions. They think they're getting a good deal, but at the end of the day, they're getting ripped off.